and today I'm going to show you some really cool things that you can do for your kids anywhere around the house really to decorate and make some fun things for them. We were given this chalkboard and dry erase and magnetic primer from Rustoleum, and we are going to show you how you can make a chalkboard or a dry erase board or magnet board just about anywhere in your house. We did move into this house about a year ago. We've already painted the girls' rooms to where we don't really want to mess with the walls, but this is some good ideas in case you're renting perhaps or you don't want something totally permanent. What I have found online actually is that you can take a photo frame, and I have these big poster frames here, and you can use the glass or plastic covering there, and you can coat it with these paints. And so you can hang it up just about anywhere. You can make your own dry erase magnet board, hang it up in your kitchen or your kids' rooms, anything like that. So I'm going to show you how this works. I've got two of the big poster frames. I got a couple of little 8.5 by 11 document frames. So what you need, if you want to do magnet board, they have the Rustoleum magnetic primer. And what you're going to do is you're going to coat the area. First you're going to sand it and rough it up a little bit, and then you're going to coat the area with three thin coats instead of 2 heavy coats. So you want to make sure you get it down on there really good. And for the dry erase, you're also going to do this. You're going to clean it off, make sure that it's ready to go, and you're going to mix these two parts, and there's 2 different things. You're going to mix them up, and then you do another coat after about 30 minutes. So this is going to take a little bit of time. You're going to need to do about 3 coats if you've got a dark surface. I believe the magnetic primer is a dark color, so we're going to have to do a few coats. But you can't use it for 3 days. So we will go ahead and do all this stuff today, and we'll check back with you and show you how it works. Alright, so we'll see you in a little bit. So first thing here, we've got the big poster frame. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the frame apart and just get the front plastic on its own so that we don't ruin the frame. We're going to remove the little film. Some of these have this film, some don't. We're going to go ahead and remove it from the one side. Next, we're going to take our sandpaper. I have a sanding block here. This has 320 grit sandpaper in it, and you don't want anything too heavy because you want to make sure that you still keep this fairly smooth, but you want to rough this up so that the primer will stick. We're just going to kind of go over it. Alright, looks like we're good. Okay, now that we've sanded it down, we want to get all this dust off. So we take a clean cloth, and if you see any spots that you missed, you can go over it with the sanding block again, so that we've wiped it all off. I'm going to go ahead and take the magnetic primer. Alright, so we're going to start off here with this magnetic paint. I have just shaken it. I want you to stir it very thoroughly before you start using it and during use. You can see it's a very dark gray color there. I'm going to pour some in this little plastic container. This is what we're going to use as our thing here. I'm going to use a foam brush. They say you can use a foam brush or a foam roller. You want to use something that's going to give you a very smooth finish. So we'll close this for now. And we'll start by painting up here. Remember, it said to do 3 very thin coats as opposed to thick ones. We're going to go ahead and let that dry. You want to wait about 30 minutes. So we'll go ahead and come back in about 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes. I went ahead and did the little ones as well, and I'll explain those a little later. But we're going to go ahead and do the second coat here on the big one. And since I went horizontally this way last time, I'm going to go the other direction to try to get a really even coat. And again, we're going to make sure it's a thin coat. Okay, so we've done several coats of the magnetic primer, and we're going to move on to do the dry erase on the big one. The little ones, actually, I bought specifically for the magnetic primer. And what I wanted to do was use it like my girls love to do art. And so what I figured was, instead of them having to remove and replace the frame all the time to change their drawings, what they can do now is if they do a drawing, you can have this hung up on the wall, and it's just a black background, so there's not much to it. But what they can do is take a magnet, about these little magnets, and we'll keep them right here. And they'll be able to pin whatever their drawing is with these magnets. And so we can hang this up on the wall and they can change whatever they want to put on there. I think it's kind of a neat way to frame some artwork. Okay, so we've had a chance to let this magnetic primer settle. And we're going to go ahead and do the dry erase on this. The dry erase actually requires some mixing. So we've got part A, which is the activator. And then we've got part B, which is the base. And here we've got our white base. And this here's the activator. We're going to pour that in. Pop this back in. Really good. And mix it up. So we're going to take one of our foam brushes. And we're going to coat it. Now we are going to have to do several coats just because. Okay, so there's one coat. We're going to recoat it. 3 coats are recommended, so we will come back in about 30 minutes again. This takes about 30 minutes to dry. Alright, so after several coats, I think we ended up doing about 5 or 6 coats of the marker board, the dry erase paint. This is fairly smooth, and it is quite shiny. So I think this is actually going to be okay. Come on. There we go. Now we can hang this up on the wall. And after 3 days, the dry erase has to cure for 3 days. After 3 days, you can go ahead and write on this with the markers, and it should come right off. So we're going to go and hang these up in my girls' room since we're done with them, and I'll show you how they look on the wall. Hey everybody, this is Monica, and I am now inside my daughter's room with the frames that we did. So I'm going to show you first. Here is the marker board frame, and it is up, it is shiny, and it is pretty, and you can see that magnets do stick to it. So we hung this right inside the door so we can write little notes like good morning or, you know, things to do today. The other thing that we did were the little picture frames, and we did those with the magnetic paint, and this is why. I put these down on her dresser. Like I said, my girls really love to draw. One daughter did one, the other daughter did the other, and I figured these are really neat because now if they want to change their artwork, they take the magnet off and they just remove the picture. And if they want to leave it there, they'll put the magnet on. So these were just a couple of ideas for non-permanent ways to use the dry erase, the magnetic primer, and we didn't get to the chalkboard today, but give me some time and I'll probably find a way to use it around here. These were a lot of fun. Now they weren't as easy as I had hoped they would be. They did require quite a bit more coats, especially on the dry erase, than the packaging says, because we went over it with the we went over the magnetic primer. So Keep that in mind if you decide to do magnetic primer underneath your dry erase. It probably will take more coats than the can says, but there is plenty of dry erase in the can for something as small as what we did. In fact, I still have some left over, so hopefully I'll be able to use that up. But anyway, this was just a couple projects made simple here at the Mommy Brain household. I hope you like them as much as we do. And, well, for more ideas, go to mommybrainreports.com and search for projects made simple in the search bar. And we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.